way for the Cybersecurity Advisory Board. So we've been sharing of expertise and advice. So for Cam, we jumped from the cyber proceeding to what I'll call the Great Debate, right? And what we have planned for 2024 in the area of standards, we're going to build upon our previously held Interop Fest at ISC West, refine that, think it through a little bit differently. Tell us more about that.
So what we typically do, we have a sandbox or Interop, which is the basis and linchpin of standards, is interoperability. What we're doing now, we're
having, as Don mentioned, a great debate. So the plan is to have a debate on hot topics. Right now, a topic, for example, might be OSDP and how secure it is, or even maybe the cybersecurity initiative from the White House. Maybe these are all different topics that we can address there during the great debate. So we're looking for topics and ideas and people who are great debaters who would like to be a part of this great debate. So it's in the works right now, and you can reach out to me. My email, cmiller@securityindustry.org, if you have ideas and want to be a part of it.
So I love your vision for this, right? So we think back to
the great Lincoln Douglas debates, right? This is our version of that, where we're picking the really most compelling topics. Perhaps they're aligned with SIA megatrends, counterpoint around it. This is going to be really exciting, something very different for both the integrator community, manufacturer community, as well as security practitioners. Definitely expect a full house, and there's no better platform to host this than at ISC West, of which I think everybody knows we are extremely proud to be the premier sponsor of, as well as ISC East. So Cam, thank you very much for that. You touched upon OSDP. We obviously manage the OSDP Verified program. We have the OSDP Boot Camp, both of which have reached new heights in terms of maturity as association programs that we fully support. Give us a sense of the state of those programs, why people should participate, and what lies ahead.
So both of those programs within OSDP are growing. Right now, OSDP is in the midst of
approving the newest update, version 2.2. In the wild and not knowing really what to do, but it is really a great instructional device and part of the entire standards process. After standards released, education is really a part of how standards are implemented and widely adopted. So that's what we're doing with OSDP. And then the Verified program, more devices are coming in. We welcome them. There are plenty in the pipeline right now. More and more are going through the process to certify that their device is OSDP certified and will work within a system to the OSDP standards.
It's always exciting to be the first in something
as an organization and to help drive something that has such an impact business-wise. So really appreciate the work that's done on OSDP Verified. We work with ID Machines, Rodney Thayer, among others. We spent a lot of time advancing products through this process and very much appreciate their efforts as well. A lot of great things coming, as you alluded to, with OSDP Verified, as well as the boot camp, which has really taken off, I would say, among the integration community as well as practitioners. So that's also very exciting. So Cam, we talked about the OSDP working group. We have so many effective and vibrant subcommittees within the standards community. And what's been really exciting in the last couple of years, we've had this amazing resurgence in standards activities under the auspices of SIA. And there's a couple that come to mind. I mean, the Video and Vision subcommittee, a lot of people may not know about it. I want to touch on that. If you could touch on the audio subcommittee as well, and then we'll dive in a little bit, some exciting news about the perimeter subcommittee. So take it from there.
So Video and Vision subcommittee right now, there is a video image quality guide that is in the works of it's going to be released very soon. Right now being reviewed, but there are plenty of other standards that Video and Vision is working on that are in progress. But we're always looking for people to add to the brain trusts as all of our standards are developed at SIA as a consensus. So we're always looking for volunteers to work on developing these standards. The Audio and Intelligent Communication subcommittee is also working on ideas to come up with new standards. There is a profile with another organization, ONVIF, who everyone may know, and working with them to update a standard, a profile that's related to audio and intelligent communication for audio devices and cameras. So there's some updates there. With our perimeter security working group, there is a event happening in about a month, or a little more than a month, November 1st here in Washington, D.C. It's free to attend. There are a bunch, it's called Perimeter Prevent, and it's engaging in the critical issues related to perimeter defense for physical environments. And it's in DC, so it's including government and commercial facilities and critical infrastructure, and that very specifically events that are happening that are once in a while events, like a concert that may not be there, non-permanent events. So that registration is open right now in DC, November 1st.
You know what's exciting, Cam, about our events and the perimeter events?
That's a perfect example of it, is that we have volunteers like Rob Ryder, who is so passionate, as you know, about these topics, and they leave such an imprint on the events. And obviously you do a great job, Jake Parker and Colby and our membership team and marketing supporting all these events. But in the case of Perimeter, it's really inspiring to have members so entrenched and involved and helping to move these topics forward in an in-person format, which I think is awesome. So Cam, those are some of our subcommittees that are doing great work. We obviously don't want to leave people out. And by the way, a special shout out to Peter Borskin, Chief Technology Officer for ASA Abloy. Back for a minute and talk about something related to cyber and more physical cybersecurity convergence. And we're working on a really impressive piece of research that I think is being made possible by a group of 5 or 6 of our core members who are sharing their expertise and resources. But we'd love to hear a lot more about that. So Cam?
So we have a Convergence 2024 report underway. So as Don mentioned,
companies that are, of course, SIA members who are great supporters of it. Right now, it's being researched and written, but most of the companies are cybersecurity focused, but they are SIA members. Most people don't realize Convergence. I guess by now it's been it's a tune that's been championed throughout the industry for about a decade now. But right now, there are plenty of cybersecurity focused companies within SIA. And their relation to physical security is very important. And this report is touching on that and showing the entire community, more than just the cybersecurity side folks, but everyone else who's part of the SIA constituency, the importance and ways to improve your convergence. And when we see all these things like at MGM, all of their systems were affected by a cybersecurity hack, all of their access control systems, everything there. So this is a good hot topic that we are tackling, and it should be released by S&G, but it is for 2024. So there may be plenty of events with a lot of the brain trusts in developing that paper who will be around to talk about this topic.
Well, and Cam, that's another great example
for our members and for the industry. So that's definitely going to be something special. I look forward to reading it and learning from it and having some key takeaways. So just a couple of things to touch upon. So Also under the Standards and Technology Program is the PropTech Advisory Board.
Right.
And my understanding that that group with so much activity in various subgroups, that was a brainchild of Leo Dess, who may be out there listening. Hi, Lee, if we see you out there, we'll wave to you. Appreciate all your involvement. And John Mack, who was on our board at the time from Imperial Capital. We produced a PropTech report last year. But what's next for the PropTech Advisory Board?
So the PropTech Advisory Board is undergoing some changes. Maybe the name might change.
So there was a meeting today at CRETEC, but that's been canceled. But there are plenty of initiatives. If you're involved or want to get involved, get in touch with us. But I'll be sending a message out later today for our next meeting that's coming up. So there's plenty to be involved with our right now PropTech Advisory Board.
Well, that's a theme here, right? Is the level of involvement in all these standards activities. And I know what's top of mind for a lot of people, including for all of us at SIA, is artificial.
Coming in, Ron Hawkins, who's been with SIA for about 15 years. He's our Director of Industry Relations. Ron is going to be the staff liaison for the AI Advisory Board. And I'll be honest, we have been absolutely overwhelmed with the number of people who have raised their hand and want to be a part of it. We are going to have a big announcement right before securing new ground, announcing the new chair of the advisory board, as well as the members of the advisory board, along with something very exciting that we're sharing today, the ESG advisory board that will come under Cam's leadership, soon to be led by Katie Griotti, who's in the Learning and Development Department. But SIA, I think everyone knows, show thought leadership in a number of areas over the years, I think quite effectively. ESG is just another example of that. And we had a call yesterday, as Cam is aware, with some subject matter experts from our company to talk about how we're going to deliver content, in particular for companies that don't have their own ESG programs, as well as for the practitioner audience out there to understand what the supplier community has done to demonstrate a commitment to ESG principles. So we'll look for more information there. If you're interested in becoming part of the ESG community within SIA, contact Katie Griotti on our team. So again, building more value through the standards program, and so pleased that Cam is leading ultimately a lot of these initiatives for us. So Cam, a minute ago, I talked about ISC West, and I think everyone's always blown away by ISC West and the value of the networking and the programs and the quality of exhibitors and the quality of attendees. It's just an exceptional event every year that makes all of us very inspired to be a part of the industry, and it really is a barometer for the health of the industry. So if you're at ISC West in March, you saw how robust the industry is and how much it's growing and how much value it's providing as the lead protector of critical infrastructure and platform for that literally around the world. But a key component of ISC West that we're a part of, that I know you're very passionate about, is the New Products and Solutions Program, NPS. And you have been a key person for the success of that program for a couple of years now. And why don't you tell us a little bit about NPS and how people can become involved?
So NPS every year is growing more and more.
This year we have, I think we have more than 30 judges who actually judge the day before in person all of the products that are going through the process, the competition. It's a competition for NPS. And to get involved, actually a practitioner yourself, those are the types of people we're looking for judging. So right now, there are times in which some judges may not be able to make it. So we'd like to have a backup list. So you could also reach out to me there. And for all of you that want to be part of it as a competitor, registration should open around the time of ISC East in November. So if you're interested in participating, everything should be released by November during ISC East. And then this year, ISC West is in April. So those are the dates to think about. But I believe, right now, there are 33 categories in which you can apply to. It may expand slightly or shrink slightly, but right now there are tons of opportunities to participate in the new products and solutions program.
So Cam, I'm going to wrap it up in a minute here. But
Think about what we talked about today, right? We covered a lot of ground. We talked about OSTP verified at boot camp. We talked about what SIA is doing to lead the way in artificial intelligence, objective advice and guidance content. We talked about ESG. We talked about audio, right? And elevating the value of audio as a technology within the security industry. We talked about video and vision. We talked about cybersecurity. We talked about converged security. I mean, man, we're not slowing down in this department, which is really indicative of SIA as a whole, right? The value that we continue to provide, and just want to particularly recognize and shout out all the members who participate in these various areas as chairs and vice chairs and speakers and people submitting blogs and so forth. And I'll end on these 2 points. So first of all, Cam, we couldn't ask for anybody better to be our new Director of Standards and Technology, despite your allegiance to certain teams, including Pitt. But seriously, Cam has the expertise, the temperament, the background as a practitioner, and he's obviously going to bring SIA standards to a whole new level. I'll also add he's beloved by colleagues within SIA, so that obviously helps in terms of teamwork. And I think Cam is also an example of all of our colleagues at SIA who contribute from all different areas: government relations, marketing, membership, operations, learning and development, industry relations. A fabulous team. I've always said it, best association team in the business. And with that, I'm going to thank Cam and all of you for tuning in, and look forward to our next surprise guest on DonVersations coming in 2 weeks. And that's a wrap.
And then we need the theme music, the DonVersations theme music.
I think next time we'll sing a song, Cam. It'll be fine. We'll pick one out of the hat or ask numbers. But anyway, thank you for joining. Take care.
Cheers.